Hey y'all, welcome back to Mrs. Lynn's Cooking. Today we're going to make some cookies that my husband absolutely loves. They are Publix Calypso Cookies. It's a copycat recipe that I got from a baker at Publix. So what we're going to need is, I'm going to go ahead and read off my instruction sheet because I've never made these before, so this is going to be new for both of us. Okay, so you're going to need 1 large egg. You're going to need a half a cup of sugar. You're going to need 1 1/2 a cup of all-purpose flour. You're going to need a half a cup of shredded coconut. You're going to need a half a cup of white chocolate chips. You're going to need a half a cup of unsalted butter. And you're going to need a half a cup of light brown sugar packed. You're also going to need a half a cup of macadamia nuts that I went ahead and shredded up this morning. And then we have a half a teaspoon of our baking soda, baking powder, half a teaspoon, and a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Then we have 1 lime that has been zested with 2 tablespoons of the lime juice. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So the first thing we're going to do is we've already got our 1.5 cups of flour in our bowl. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add all the ingredients together, the dry ingredients first, and then what's from there, we're going to go from there. So first we're going to put in our baking powder, salt, baking soda, and we're just going to take this and just go ahead and mix this together, all your dry ingredients, and we're going to set this over to the side. Okay, once we got that done, now we're going to take another bowl, and I'm going to go ahead, it says softened butter. I've had this out for a little while, but I'm going to put it in the bowl, and I'm going to put it in the microwave for about 20 seconds to melt it down, because we're going to have to cream together our butter and sugars. So just bear with me while I get this done. And all the fun stuff. Because, like I said, my husband really loves these cookies. And I've bought them before at Publix, but they're really kind of expensive. So I figured I would try to do this by just making them myself. So we're going to go ahead and put in... Let me go ahead to the microwave and let me nuke this for about 20 seconds. Okay, we're back. I've melted my butter. Now, I'm going to suggest, please use Baker's coconut. It's a lot better. It's a lot more moist coconut than the off-brands. It will make for a better dessert, whether it's cookies or pies or cakes. Please make sure to use Baker's. If you don't have Baker's, then, of course, we have to go to whatever we can find. So, but what I'm going to do now is I've already put in my half a cup of brown sugar, and I put in my half a cup of white granulated sugar, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to beat this real quick with the mixer, and I'll be right there. Let me get this done. Okay, just bear with me. And I'm going to take this apart because I need the room to cook. So we're just going to set those, maybe. Here we go. Right there. And excuse me if it was delay. Alright, now what we're going to do next is we are going to mix in 1 large egg or medium, whichever, but just an egg. And we're going to put that in there. Alright, and then we're going to add in our, let me go back to the recipe, bear with me. Let's see, we have the 1 lime that was zested and 2 tablespoons. I just kind of pretty much just mix them together. And we're going to add this into here, into our butter mixture and salt. Then we're going to add in next our vanilla, which is 1 tablespoon of vanilla. I'm going to add that to it. And then we're going to mix this together. Get it nice and mixed. We just want to get it mixed up really, really nice. So, You're right. So we've got that done. Now, at this point, we're going to start adding our mixture of butter, sugar, brown sugar, lime zest, lime juice, egg. And we're going to start adding it to our flour mixture. I'm just going to make a well in the middle of my flour. And we're just going to start doing it just like this. We're just going to add it. I'm just going to add the whole thing in there. Because it's not really that much. I'm used to making a very much bigger, larger batches of cookies. So, and this is going to become like a small batch. Let's set this over to the side. And then we're just going to start stirring this in. So just bear with me. And I will show this to you once I get it all stirred in here. And I'll show you the consistency of what we're going to do. And then when you do this, make sure you get a pretty large bowl. Because the reason is when you start doing with these flour, they like to pop up out at the bottom and just make a gooey mess. So, and that way it kind of cuts down on the mess that you're doing. So, and I've about got that done. And it's actually smelling really, really good for just a plain cookie dough. So, and then before you do this, make sure you set your oven to a 350 degrees. You're going to need a pan, and please make sure you spray it first. You can use whichever, oil, butter, whatever you want to. But I just cheat sometimes. Okay, and this is what our dough looks like. Now at this point, it's telling me to go ahead and put in my macadamia nuts. And then I'm going to put in my half a cup of white chocolate chips. And then, okay, it's supposed to be a half a cup of coconut, but my husband likes it, so I put 3/4 of a cup. But it calls for a half a cup. So, my husband that hates coconut wants more in it. Go figure. And here we go. We're going to get this all mixed together. And then what we're going to do is after we get this mixed together, we're going to get our pan, spray it down. And as soon as my oven hits 350 degrees, then we're going to get these cookies onto a platter and get them cooking. Okay, so we'll be right back. Okay, I just want to show you our dough before we start. And I've tasted the batter. It tastes pretty good. So right now, I'm just going to spray down my cookie sheet. And then you could do it by teaspoons or whatever, but personally I just went to Walmart and just bought a small melon baller for like $5. So it's worth it. And that way you have equal sized cookies every time you go to do them. So, because I'm not real good at measuring. So we're just going to take our melon baller and we're just going to do our cookies. Just like so. And I'm going to do them about 2 inches apart. Because I don't know how much these are going to flatten out when they cook. But you can see I'm getting bigger and bigger. And bigger. So, I need to slow down just a little. And make sure that I have even looking cookies. So we'll get these done. And you could do them with, go ahead and spray up your pans if you like. And just go ahead and get them, ready to go. Me, I've got plenty of pans, but for some reason I just like to use the same one that I've got. So, y'all didn't see that. Sorry. Okay. And then we're going to put some more cookie dough here. And it says to bake these for about 10 to 12 minutes until they are lightly golden brown on the outer edges. And I'll show you what they look like when they come out. So, and when you do it, if you want a soft cookie, we're going to do a soft cookie with a, when you do your soft, I'm sorry, I can't even think and talk at the same time. You don't want to cook them fully, because if you do, they make them really crunchy and hard. But if you like a hard cookie, then do it that way. But I like them better when they're nice and soft and chewy. It took me a long time to figure that out. And I'm going to be honest, I could not cook for nothing years and years ago. And so I just decided, I just need to learn to do it. And I just started doing my cooking. And if I can just get one person to learn how to cook, then I did my job. That's all I wanted to do. Just teach one person how to cook. And cookies and baking, they make it look more difficult than what it is. It's not. It's actually pretty easy. So we're going to get all these done. Almost done here. We should be able to get one more piece. Well, there. And just do one more. And there we go. Now, like I said, we're going to take, excuse me, I'm going to lick my fingers, but we're going to take this over to the oven at 350 and keep an eye on it. But like I said, once the cookie around the outside edges are starting to turn a golden brown, pull them out then. Okay, so they're going to a 350 oven. Hey y'all, while we're waiting on my cookies to bake, I need to show this product to you. I'm not being sponsored for anything, but this makes it so much easier. And there's so many different things that you can do with it. It's actually a cheese grater. And I took it apart because I want to show you how easy it is to use. It's got a suction cup on the bottom. And what we do is, I'm going to turn it to where I can get it. Take your handle and then turn it down. And then what we're going to do is, you can tell it's not going anywhere. And then what we do is we will take these, and you've got so many different type of graters with this that it just comes in really handy. And then what I did with my macadamia nuts, I do have a small food processor, but sometimes this is a lot easier to do. And all you do is, it comes apart really super simple. Just use the large little cut on it, and then we're just going to pop these in like this. And they are sharp. I had a mandolin, and every time I used it, I cut myself. So they came out with this thing for us clumsy people. And then what you do is, you just take it, pop it together, and you hold it like so. Take the handle and just screw it on just like that. And then what we do here is, we take it, and I got ahead of myself. I got to take the handle off. I've done this before. I've got to take the handle off, just bear with me. And then put the handle on. When it goes on, you just slide it in. Then you just hold it on the inside with the handle and just screw it on. And it comes apart really super simple. And then all you need to do is, this is the cup that comes with it that goes upside down. And you put your vegetables, you put your, you can use your cheese, nuts, believe it or not, because it's that short, and that is it. And then it comes apart just like these two little sections, and that's it. And it's about $23 to $25 on Amazon. It is well worth it. Okay, our cookies are out. So what we're going to do at this point is, I'm going to let them sit here for a second or two, which I've already done, while I was getting out my cooling rack. If you do not have cooling racks, paper towels work just as good. So just take your oven mitt, because the pan is really hot still. And we're going to go ahead and take our cookies out and let them cool off. Because like I said, you can use multiple pans if you want, but I just pretty much just use the same one over and over. So I'm going to get these out, and just bear with me. And yes, they're going to be soft, and that's fine. You want them kind of soft. You just want them firm enough to be able to get the cookie out in one whole piece. So, and that's all we're doing. And I'm going to probably have to get some more cooling racks because I'm running out of room here. Yep. Just bear with me. Yeah, they're still hot. And let's see. We're just going to rearrange it a little. Get them a little tighter so I can get more on there. Let me tighten these up a little. And it just depends on how big a cookie you want. I just do these size because we could eat the whole big bunch of them. But we don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have to lay these on top of here because I'm running out of room. And I think my next batch I'm going to do a little bit smaller so that, you know, we have plenty of room. Now what I'm going to do is leave this here, let it cool for a second. Y'all don't tell my husband that I'm going to try one of the cookies before he gets it. Up good. That's really good. If you like my video, please like and subscribe. What do you do? Okay, y'all, after we filmed the first part of the cookie recipe, my husband said there wasn't enough coconut. So I had a half a batch left over, which you have here, and I added another another cup of coconut to it. So your cookies are actually going to come out like the Calypso cookies from Publix. So if you want them like this, just make sure that you add 3 cups of coconut to the entire batch. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe.